to remain mute during this session. You may also wish to turn off your cameras if you can. I will now start the recording. Welcome to Uxbridge College Virtual Open Day session for Public Services. If you haven't registered for the Open Day, then you can do it now by visiting Open Day registration link, which would be available in our chat box soon, so that we can send you a recording of the session to watch again in your own time and also keep you updated with information about our college. If you have any questions, please type them into our chat box and we will aim to answer those at the end of the session. I will now hand you over to my colleague Colin, who will talk about studying public services at the Uxbridge College. Over to you, Colin.
Okay, thank you. So welcome today. Welcome to Uniform Public Services at Uxbridge College. My name's Colin Howe. I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about what Uniform Public Services are, and a little bit more detail about the course. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so the aim of the course is to prepare you for the academic and physical challenges of the Uniform Public Services. So when we talk about Uniform Public Services, we're predominantly talking about the police, the fire and rescue service, ambulance service, the Army, the Royal Navy, Royal Air Force, but we can go broader than that. We can look at Border Force, Prison Service, National Crime Agency, Ministry of Defence Police, Interpol, Foreign and Commonwealth Office, Department for International Development, etc., etc. And if you look at the Army as a standalone service, okay, there are over 255 different job roles that you can do, from carpentry, engineering, mechanical engineering, communications, cybersecurity, infantrymen, etc., etc. So there's so many job roles there that you'll sort of come across within that one area. And then you've got the Navy, the police, the Royal Air Force that also offer those types of jobs within their service. So to get into the services, normally you have to be able to demonstrate a level of fitness. Even if you are driving an ambulance as a paramedic, okay, you've still got to be able to show an element of fitness to be able to do those jobs. So we hopefully prepare you for the physical challenges of the work. Our sort of main goal is to increase your chances of employment within those services and to explore the opportunities to further develop employment options. So we don't want you to just say, I want to join the RAF. We want you to look at the roles within those services and explore that in your time with us to be able to work out what your next step will be from here. And then lastly, you can see there that we have a big focus on university, and we would hope that you can explore that further and investigate those options tied in with the services or something else. Okay, so some of the stuff that we do, I've mentioned fitness already. We regularly run the British Army fitness assessments with fire and rescue. So we might have you running around the sports hall with fire hoses, police fitness assessment. We have our own fitness assessment as well, which is loosely based on all services. You don't have to be able to swim to be able to come on the course, but we do, for those that can swim, run a swim test because this is part of some of the jobs that you might do within the services. Okay, work experience is a major part of the course. Obviously, the course is focused on employment. So we have a work experience week, good deeds days, voluntary events at the college. We visit Royal Hospital Chelsea, and we always do something as to mark Remembrance Day. Okay. Uniform Public Service challenges. Now, this is something that we do to create kind of a public service ethos. So we have a variety of teams broken into 4 sections, and those teams regularly sort of compete in challenges that we set. The idea of the challenges is to get you working together, it's to develop leadership, teamwork skills, communication, etc. And those challenges can include anything from the Moscow Mule, Paintballing, yes, we go paintballing. The gun run, orienteering, and the river run. So these are some of the things that you're likely to come across with us. Okay, career visits. We do a number of career visits, which includes visiting the Fire and Rescue Service. Obviously, it's been a bit difficult this year, but we've still tried to sort of maintain some of these visits. So Fire and Rescue Service actually did a talk to us on Zoom last week, but previous years, as you can see from the photograph, we actually go out to these stations. This particular station specializes in urban search and rescue. Students get a chance to sort of be put through their paces, play on the equipment, learn about the sort of day-to-day working and the job. This particular centre that we went to was an urban search and rescue centre, so we got to see firsthand the type of equipment that the Fire and Rescue Service would use to find people under rubble and how they would recover them, etc. These services also include the Royal Air Force, Royal Navy, the Army. We've actually got a talk by the RAF in the next week. Royal Marines Week, that's something we do annually every year. So we take a group of students to test themselves with the Royal Marines up in or down in Lympstone. And we have various talks. We actually have celebrities come in sometimes. So we have the host of Crime Watch, if any of you watch that, who comes in and does a talk with us, but we've had other people come in and do talks as well. Okay, further career visits, loads of university visits, Portsmouth, Coventry, to name a few. We get down to the Defence School of Policing and Guarding. You can see the students there taking part in a forensics lesson with the military police, mountain search and rescue, Parliament visit, and Fire Service College visit also. Okay, as part of the course, regardless of what level you're on, you will do the following trips. Paintballing, a week away in the Brecon Beacons, where we sort of test your navigation, expedition skills and leadership. Blacklands Farm, it's an activities week, which we do as part of the induction at the beginning of the year. We also, for the level 1s, level 2s, take them to Viney Hill at the end of the year to do a more intensive version of that. So that's a secondary activities week. New Forest, so some basic navigation and camping skills used there. And a track day, which is where we get you out on a track, sort of driving vehicles as part of the course. Okay, so currently this year we've got 3 uniform covers. We're extending that because we're growing significantly to a third group. I'll talk more about that shortly. But we have these broken down into 4 teams. Okay, so we have purple, maroon, green, and grey. And as part of those teams, you will be given 2 t-shirts, 3 polo shirts, okay, and 1 hoodie. You can see the hoodies there, okay. Each of the teams that we allocate you to, that will be your team for the year. That's for things like the challenges that we do. So the idea is that you represent that color. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're separated from friends in your class. So we have a mixture of colors within a classroom. So you'll see a row of maroon students, a row of green students, a row of gray students, and then they become your team representatives for the year, but you are sort of mixed in with those colors within your own tutor groups. The purple that we're introducing, the Sentinels, okay, they are going to be part of our new policing course. So we're actually starting a policing course come September. Okay, a little bit about the team. Team is made up of 5 staff. We are supported by a 6th member as well, which actually totals 136 years experience within the uniformed services. That stretches from the Army, the police, okay, the Royal Marines, okay, and a mixture of roles from guardsmen to artillerymen, infantrymen, and signaler, etc. Okay, so it's a whole range of jobs and experiences there. So 136 years experience. I don't know of any college local to us where they have a team that has that sort of wealth of experience. I'd certainly say we are sort of a lot greater in that sort of regards to experience within the services. So when you come here and you take part in the lessons and the sessions that we have, you're going to be actively taught by people that have actually served in those job roles for quite a long period of time. So you're not going to miss out there. A little bit closer, let's have a look at the team. So we've got Jeff, okay, there, one of the personal tutors, Paul McConnell, Colin Howe, myself, Jackie Cadwell, and Keith Gardner. Okay, a little bit more about me. 6 years in the British Army, worked in private security, worked with the Foreign and Commonwealth Office, currently studying a master's in counter-terrorism, traveled all over the world in the jobs that I've done. Okay, so that's me. Hopefully you'll get to know me a little bit more. Jackie Cadwell, 20 years in the Met Police, 10 years attachment to Vice Squad. Okay, also done a master's. Okay, not so much travel, but you can see, you know, she's been awarded, you know, sort of medals for bravery, etc. there. Okay, Paul McConnell, also Met Police, but also served 5 years in the Royal Marines at 4-2 Commando. Also got a master's in a psychology related subject. Okay, again, traveled all over the world and was actually part of the national response team during 9/11. Okay, Jeff White recently just joined us following 25 years within the British Army. Also continued that within the reserves. Level 5 in management, again, traveled all over the world naturally. Okay, so he's a new member of staff. And then finally, we've also got Keith, also joined us back in September in the British Army, Irish Guardsman, got his level 5 PGCE, traveled around the world, you know, ceremonial duties in service, etc. So that's a very sort of quick overview of the team. Loads of experience there, so you're not going to go wrong in that regard. So you're actually going to be taught by people that hopefully know what they're talking about. So how do we assess you during the course? Well, loads of coursework. You'll be pleased to know there are no exams. This is where you all sort of cheer. So how do we assess you? Well, we do that in a variety of ways. You've got written work, so you kind of essay type works or reports. We get you role playing, doing research tasks, problem solving, presentations, teamwork, peer reviews, and so that's where you kind of assess each other. Tabletop exercises, so we might, you know, describe a major instance happened, and we'll get you sort of working on a table, planning how you would sort of manage that incident with a variety of public services, and you move pieces around a map and sort of show us that you've got an understanding for, you know, priority services, etc. Case studies, discussions, but no exams. So it's quite good from that point of view. Sort of subjects that you might cover on the course: government policies. So this is all about how laws are made, how government's structured. Land navigation, map and compass. So this is teaching you how to navigate, a little bit of expedition skills. Leadership and teamwork in the public services, so major part of all services, how to work together, but great for any workforce that you might go into. International institutions and human rights, so we cover loads on human rights and look at why we have them, why they're important, how they're broken, how the public services protect them, etc. And then international institutions, how we work with different institutions around the world, which you can see some of them on the right. War and conflict and terrorism, one of my favorite subjects. So this is broken down into 2 assignments. So we look at causes of war and conflict. We look at terrorism, modus operandi. So these are methods of terrorist groups. We also look at how the public services counter, you know, this terrorist activity. So really good subjects. Students tend to enjoy that. Fitness testing, obviously a big part of the course to get you ready. So, again, a variety of activities we do there, but when we go on visits, there is that possibility for you to also take part in as you can see the picture on the right there, some of the assessments that you might do specific to jobs. Planning and management of major incidents. Talks a little bit about that with the tabletop exercise. We look at how different public services work together during big incidents. Security. So this is kind of a growing area, a completely different area to be involved in the future. So, we teach you about security searches, risk assessments, how to protect sites, etc. So just common things that you'd come across in the services. Okay, so there are 3 levels to the course. There's the level 1, level 2, and the level 3. We'll talk about the GCSEs very quickly. So you need 4 GCSEs at grade 2 or above to get on the level 1. Level 2, you need 4 GCSEs at a grade 3 or above, or have a level 1 qualification. Level 3, this is actually broken into 3 courses now. So level 3 is 2 years as opposed to level 1, level 2, which is only 1 year. For the level 3 lower level, you need 4 GCSEs grade 4 or a level 2. And if you do the higher level, you need 5 GCSEs grade 4. And if you do the higher level, you have 2 options now. You can come on the uniform service course or the policing course. Okay, really good retention and achievement, and our progression's second to none. Okay, so a little bit about the policing now. So following the success and growth, progression and achievements, okay, we have decided from September to run a policing specific course. So if you come on to one of our level 3 courses, a discussion will be had with you to discuss whether you should go on the uniform service course or policing. Now, if you go uniform services, it doesn't mean you can't join the police. There are policing elements on the course. But if you go into the policing course, we're really looking for the students that are set to go down that particular route, want to go into some form of policing, whether that's with the Metropolitan Police, the Nuclear Constabulary, National Crime Agency, the Military of Defence Police, Ministry of Defence Police, okay, one of those types of routes. Okay, so it's specifically for policing. You've got over 50 years of experience within our team in policing, so you're not going to be steered wrong. Really good course, really looking forward to starting that one. And likewise, you're going to uniform services, you're going to cover all the services from the police, prison service, fire service, border force, Army, Navy, Royal Air Force, ambulance service, etc., etc. So that's kind of more general, and it's for people that are looking at different sort of avenues or not quite sure about the police, that will go that sort of route. The policing course at level 3 is not offered anywhere else in or around London. So hopefully that will be a choice for you. Likewise, uniform services, great course, very successful, huge growth in recent years. So it's certainly a good choice to have a look at. A little bit about level 3. So if you do well on our level 3 course, i.e. You're able to get sort of merit above. Okay, that's going to get you the equivalent of CCC grade at A levels, which is going to give you roughly about 96 UCAS points. Okay, if you get a distinction merit, that's going to hit the 112 UCAS points, which is equivalent to an ACC at A levels. Okay, and as I've mentioned before, really good progression onto university. Last year, we had 55% of our students going off to university and doing some really weird and wacky courses, which is kind of cool. Okay, career progression. So there's some of the options there. We've had, a number of students join the Royal Navy, Royal Air Force, Border Force, Fire and Rescue Service, Met Police. Met Police now running apprenticeship programs. So this is a really good course to link into. Loads and loads of options there. Okay, university progression. So that's some of the pathways that students have gone on to. Portsmouth, Coventry, international diplomacy, international disaster relief. And students go on to do law, cybersecurity, security management, terrorism studies, even sports coaching and kind of your general criminology, policing type courses, psychology as well. Okay, so that's just some of the pathways. We've got some more interesting ones coming up this year that our students are going on to. So hopefully, that's going to sort of steer you into then those types of public service jobs that you might have learned about during your time on the course. And the final slide, okay, hopefully you'll come and join us at Uxbridge College, and sort of learn more about the types of jobs that you can get within the services. I am finished there, so I'm going to open the floor to your questions.
Thank you, Colin.
That's all right.
I hope everybody found this useful. We'll try and pick up some questions from the chat if anybody's got any question. From my end, I can't see anything. Caroline, do you have any questions in your box?
Nope, nothing on my end.
Right. I mean, while we are waiting for the questions, let me just remind everybody that if you want the recording for this session and watch it again in your own time, you need to register with us so we can send the link towards you. It's the Open Day registration form, which is available in our Open Days page. And if you would like to know more about the courses or want to know how to apply, all the information is available on the chat box right now. So if you want to have a look, and if you have any queries which you think you might have after the session, just email us at inquiries@uxbridgecollege.ac.uk. I am not seeing any questions at the moment.
Nope.
I've got one question, Caroline. Sorry if I
Okay.
can go. How is this going to happen when COVID is around?
Okay, from our point of view, we are sort of running the course as normal as we can. Obviously, there are limitations in regards to some of the practical assessments. We've worked sort of quite well at getting around that out of lockdown. Obviously, lockdown, we work remotely. We're very versed now at, if we continue lockdown for any reason, we're very versed now at sort of delivering remotely, but hopefully we're getting most students back into college now. That's sort of business as usual. We're taking part in activities. We've got people coming in to do career talks and visits. Students are still getting on with assignments. It's not really something that's impacting us too much. Obviously, the trips and visits take a little bit of a hit, but I am hoping this coming term to be able to start doing some local stuff. And obviously next year we're hoping to be back to normality. The reality is you're probably going to have a lot more activity on our course than you probably would do on a sort of a general course.
Thank you, Colin. The next question is the level 3 course is equivalent to 3 A levels?
The level 3 course is equivalent to 3 A levels. It really depends on the grade that you get. I'll actually just bring up the slide again and take you back to where we were. Okay, so as you can see here, what we've got is if you achieve on the level 3 extended diploma after 2 years, the equivalent of a merit, okay, then you have the equivalent in UCAS points to A levels at grade CCC. Obviously, if you don't do very well on the course and you get passes, then just like A levels, okay, you're going to end up with EEE grades. And then if you do very, very well and get, a distinction star, then you're going to get the equivalent of A star at A levels. So that's basically how it works. That's something you can easily sort of view online, comparing level 3 vocational courses to A levels. We've had a lot of students, go off to university without any dramas, for doing a BTEC versus A levels. So hopefully you're not going to have any problems. But the UCAS points, that's how they're valued. The only sort of major benefit I would say is it is coursework based. There is the ability to make up points, whereas with A levels you are more limited in the sense that you are reliant on getting it right on the day for an exam. Hopefully that answers that question.
Thank you, Colin. The next question is, do you do DOFE? Sorry, I'm not sure what that is, but
So let's have a look. Let's see if I can see the question.
do you do DOFE?
Okay, we do not do Duke of Edinburgh. We actually run our own sort of in-house qualifications. In regards to sort of navigation, I would probably say we probably do a better job. I'm actually a very experienced orienteer, used to compete competitively. I'd like to think my navigation is sort of top notch. We are looking possibly in the future to do a sort of lowlands leaders course, which actually qualify you will actually qualify you to instruct other people, not instruct other people, but to take other people on walks in certain parts of the UK. So that would be a step up from your Duke of Edinburgh.
Thank you, Colin. Caroline, do you have any questions?
Nope, none from me.
I've got one more question. Is
Okay.
it an advantage if you already have a Duke of Edinburgh award?
It's definitely an advantage. Right from the word go, we're looking at sort of the characters of students in the first year. If you've been in the cadets or done things like your Duke of Edinburgh, it's going to help you on the course. You can have a lot of base knowledge there right from the beginning. If we know you've done a Duke of Edinburgh, we're going to look for you to sort of be leading a lot more, which are some of the skills that we assess you on in regards to the qualification. Navigation skills, expeditions, you're going to be a lot more comfortable. So again, it's going to allow you to get higher grades on those particular units. So it's definitely not a disadvantage for sure. And it's obviously something that's well respected in employment as well. So I'd recommend, if you are doing it and working your way through bronze, silver and gold, you sort of continue that if you can, and try and get that, because it's only going to benefit you long term. From me, from the rawness point of view, teaching you how to navigate at a high level, to prepare you for service work. Hopefully we're going sort of over and above in advanced skills to that you do on a gold Duke of Edinburgh. So hopefully you'll learn from that and learn how to become more skilled at navigating.
Thank you. The next question is, does the policing course have the same or similar trips and visits?
They have very similar trips, although we're unlikely to take you to the Brecon Beacons. We are planning a urban navigation week, which is more related to the work you do in the police, where you've got to learn, again, navigation skills, and deal with sort of situations in urban environments, develop your situational awareness and that type of stuff. So we've got a really, really good package plans for next year. COVID pending, but it would be sort of later in the year, so I'm not expecting it to be impacted by COVID.
Thank you, Colin. The next question is this course good if I want to join special forces such as SAS?
It's special forces is a stepping stone. So if you are looking at going that sort of route, you are going into either the Royal Marines, or the British Army, probably infantry sort of direction. There's a variety of ways you can go into special forces, which doesn't just include the SAS. This course is a stepping stone towards getting you there. Ultimately, if you're going to do a college course, this is the course that's going to prepare you for that step. In regards to special forces, that next step is what's going to determine whether you're going to go down that sort of route. Myself, I'm an ex-para, so I used to jump out of planes for a living, in those types of supporting roles, for those guys that would be, in the special forces. Ultimately, when you're in those types of roles, you join the paras or the Royal Marines. That's where you can sort of test your mettle, so to speak, to see if you're good enough for the special forces. But of course, like public services or uniform services, it's designed to get you ready for that step. And it might be the difference between you joining the regular army or going down a specialist road within the army or the Royal Marines to be able to then get to the right place you need to be to then step into the special forces.
Thank you, Colin.
Okay.
I don't see any more questions now.
Okay,
I
good.
think it's with the time permitting, we're just going to wrap up.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you very much for your session. We hope, guys, that you have enjoyed the session, and please do check out the other curriculum sessions we have running. If you are interested in our new T-levels, apprenticeships, or higher education through our West London Institute of Technology, please join us for live sessions on 30th of March. Just visit our open day page and you can register for those courses as well. That's all from us today, and we look forward to welcoming you to Uxbridge College. Thank you very much for attending. Have a good evening. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye, folks.